Hey Pisces, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. If these videos resonate with you, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. All of your help would be greatly appreciated. Um, we have the underworld, the nectar, the tear, the lover, the mountain, and Anima Mundi. Pisces. I mean, I feel like there's just this idea of, I want to say, coming out of a cycle in your life that is a pretty major cycle for you. A lot of lessons learned, a lot of information acquired, and I want to say a greater understanding of a whole lot of yuck. And the sadness that accompanies this understanding of the yuck. Um, whew, a little bit of anxiety all of a sudden. So I just kind of feel like Pisces, there's an idea here of I don't know. I almost want to say like understanding how you have been a part of it, and I almost feel like this sadness and this desire for like a cleansing of like your person, your soul, your character. You know what I mean? And then really having to go within to see your own beauty. Like the idea of the mountain is that you can traverse, on the outside of the mountain and never go inside and never know what the treasure is. Just living on the outside of the mountain. But or you can go internally and you can discover your worth. And I feel like there is a point of inspiration for you, Pisces, with the nectar and the lover that really like makes you want to reach for that goodness, that good. Um, okay, Pisces. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. Okay, justice. Yeah, I mean, Pisces, I really do kind of feel like there's this idea again, and wasn't your last word like the idea of like exiting the matrix, the simulation or whatever? It was very matrixy, but I do kind of get the feeling that again, there's this idea of like the company you keep keeps you, right? And if you've been keeping like some gnarly company, then it's almost this idea of I don't know why I want to like, but it's I want to say this, and obviously, take what resonates and leave the rest. If you don't feel like this applies to you, that's fine. Leave it for whoever it's for. But one of the things that we struggle with in society is this idea of like speaking out, right? And I like whether it's racism or sexism or just like any of the issues that we face in today's society. It's like rape culture, right? Like, well, you might not be the guy who rapes people, but you're the guy who's friends with the guy who rapes people and doesn't say anything about it, and what does that mean about you? You know what I mean? Or, like you were in this world thinking, like, well, I've been done wrong and I've been done wrong and you were playing the victim for so long that you became the villain because you were just gonna, well, I've been done wrong, so I'm gonna find somebody who's beneath me and I'm gonna make sure that they feel shittier than I do so I can gain my power that way, right? Like there's a real negative energy here and a real recognition of your part in it, whether you were an active participant in it or you were just a bystander participating in the energy of it. Because either way, damage was done, and there's no way for you to escape any level of like, it's not like you can say, I didn't do it, and that's enough, right? Like to just not be the one. This is a really extreme example. I'm really sorry. It's just like what's coming through. But like just because you didn't rape somebody doesn't mean that, like, when you didn't speak up on that person's behalf, when you didn't do this, when you didn't do that, like, that is a tell on your character, right? And I feel like there's just this idea of like a tell on your character that is like just creating a high level of sadness in you, that is like really forcing you to really, I want to say, like, take the good of the community that you once had, right? Because it wasn't all bad. There's no such thing as all bad or all good. People really need to get off that. But there's good energy and bad energy. And if you exist in bad energy, then that's on you, right? And I feel like there's this idea of like really needing to take the good from whatever community you are a part of and go, so that you can discover the good that exists in you. Because you're not going to really be able to bring justice, I feel like, to your own like consciousness of character. Like, I don't even know if this is an external source of judgment. I really kind of get the feeling, well, I think it'll be different for all of my Pisces. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But I get the feeling there's an idea of like justice that's being served because of this, like this call on character that I feel like maybe, causes a point of hesitation for somebody, that they're just kind of like, I want to go back to the simulation idea, but it's this idea of like, you might not exist in that world, like in your head or in your mind, but in your actions, you absolutely do. And your idealism doesn't dictate your character. And even though you might idealize yourself as somebody who's very righteous, like, is your character a righteous character? And whether or not you are asking yourself that, or somebody else is bringing this to you, and you can be on either side of the story. So it could be that you're dealing with somebody who you're having this like interaction with, where you're like, listen, man, like, this is who you are, and I don't know how you feel about that, but like, this is your character, and like, if there's nothing that you want to do about it, then I don't know, like, I can't do anything about it. I've got to go towards my new beginning, because that's what it's calling to me, and that's what I love. And I don't want to associate myself with a character, like with a call on my character. Pisces. Okay. And again, this can resonate in any number of ways. This could be, somebody that you're working with. This could be, a relative. This could be, like a love relationship. But it does feel like a massive parting of ways, because whatever it was that you were participating with in, like whatever, I feel like it was really preventing you from being like a real one for what it is that you actually idealized in your mind. And again, I feel like this conversation, it's playing out as a conversation in my head. I don't know how it'll play out in reality, but like the idea here is like, I thought that like this was a good thing. I thought that this was a good partnership. Like, you had me, I had you. Like, I was going to hold on to this, because even though there were a lot of times that you were shitty, like, you still were there. Like, you still held it down for me, right? But like, ultimately, that was, I want to say, like, it was almost as though like that was the point of contention. Like, the way that they held you down locked you into this like thing that really was in opposition with your idealism, or your like what you imagined yourself being. Like, if I imagine myself to be a righteous person, but I fuck around with people who are shitty people, and then I go off and I talk shit about them, but and think that I'm righteous. Like, are you though? Like, the company you keep keeps you, right? And again, I feel like it's this idea of like seeing your way out and wanting to go towards someone that you love. Take it how it resonates. But it is this, like, if I don't make this change will change me. Or if I don't make the change, the lack of change will change me. It will weaken my character. It will make me less credible, Like, I feel like that's kind of the mentality and the motivation for it. The star, the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Yeah, and the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like, again, it's this idea of like I gotta part ways. I gotta make right my wrongs. I gotta, like I have a whole new beginning ahead of me. And the only way I can bring healing to this is to be sound in my decision and committed to my direction and my action. And I think feeling inspired to do that from a relationship, honestly. Okay, let's do one more card for my Pisces and we'll call it a read. I hope that y'all are doing well. Okay. The Bardo. Yeah, because I kind of get the feeling that like somehow, I mean, the Bardo is the idea of like the in between, right? Like the dream state. Um, but I feel like there's kind of this idea of like feeling like we're gonna go back to the Matrix. I don't know, like Pisces, y'all are just chilling in the Matrix, or like on the outskirts of the Matrix. You know? like that fog when you're starting to wake up and you're starting to realize, like the interconnectivity of all things. And I feel like there is this idea of really needing to, like, if you want to say that you're for something, then you better be for it, because otherwise everybody's going to look at you and be like, nah, bitch, you're just another apathetic asshole who's on the other side talking about how you wish that you were somebody important who gave a fuck. You know what I mean? And there's just this idea, I almost feel like seeing yourself through a different perspective, seeing yourself in the in between. Like if I'm not this person, I don't know, importance. Like I feel like there's just this level of importance in this relationship that like you held on to it, whether it's just a professional relationship or a personal, like your roommates, your friends, your romantic partners, whatever. But it's just this idea of like you held on to this because you thought that it was serving you well, but then you started to wake up to the idea that like, wait a second, this is not good. This is I want to say an act of selfishness and really wanting to bring healing to that and go towards what you love. Well, Pisces, I mean, I'm loving it. I don't know. I hope this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal read with me, please click the link in the description box below. If this is where we part ways, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Again, please give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.